hope you like the new setup. I'm still figuring out lighting. Let me show you what it looks like really quick. And I got these lights. This is like another recording area, some shelves that we'll put up. And then behind me is all of this pretty stuff and these comfortable chairs. So this is my recording studio, my official recording studio, which is really cool and such a blessing. On the other side of this building is Tyler's workshop. So he has all his tools. He has a truck in there that he's working on. So this building has been a big blessing to both of us, and we worked hard for it. We really did. So it's nice to have just a private space. You actually might not see a baby crashing my videos as frequently, but this is primarily for some group coaching that I'm going to be doing. So I'll be doing live calls more frequently, and I just need that quiet space without distraction. As David's getting older, he's almost 2 now, it's just necessary. And we're working things out. Anyways, this video it's about a lot of the drama that's going on right now. And I don't get involved in drama. I don't leave comments. I kind of like view as an observer from the outside because one, I know that everything on social media is, only a little piece to the full story very often. And by the way, if I sound weird, I have a cold and I didn't sleep last night. That's why I have bags under my eyes. Anyways, the drama of some zero carbers or very low carbers adding carbohydrates. And it's been a shock factor. And now people are like, this is why high fat carnivore is dangerous. This is why it's bad. This is why it didn't work. This is why carbs work. What you guys need to understand is that everyone is in a different place metabolically. And some of these people are metabolically flexible, so they can pull it off and make it look like the solution. And some of these people, I don't believe, are metabolically flexible, and it's going to bite them in the butt later on. And I'm not going to share specific names. This video is zero judgment. I'm gonna have to fix this lighting. It's really bothering me. Just seems like no matter where I go, I look tired. Sometimes it do be like that. So I'm not gonna drop any names because there is zero judgment. And if I get comments with specific names in any negative context, I will delete them because we just don't do that here. There's no fruit to that. It's not helpful. It's not nice. And I am not offended by people trying something new at all. But I am observing from the outside and saying, okay, when they say they tried high fat carnivore, did they do it overnight and then say they gained weight? Because if you go from eating 1,700 calories to 2,200 calories, high fat carnivore overnight, you will likely gain weight. Your body hasn't adapted, your metabolism hasn't upregulated. There's a process, and I've talked about this process multiple times on this channel. I will be teaching this process hands-on in the upcoming group coaching that I'll be doing because it's absolutely, absolutely necessary for someone to properly fat adapt and for someone to properly upregulate their metabolism and hormones. And if that is not done properly, then someone will just walk away from high fat carnivore and say, it didn't work for me. All I did was gain weight and I'm going back to carbs, but I'm going to restrict my calories and now I can lose some weight. Or you don't add carbs, but you're doing protein sparing modified fast and you're losing weight. But guess what? If you are not stable with your thyroid, your adrenals, your sex hormones, you will hit a wall. You will only be able to lose so much, then your metabolism is going to downregulate, adapt, and then what are you gonna do? Just restrict calories for the rest of your life to fit into a certain pant size? It's not sustainable. So I hope that the individuals who are reintroducing carbohydrates or going from high fat carnivore to more carbohydrates or protein sparing modified fast, I hope that you learn that there are different mechanisms behind these things like fat adaptation, gluconeogenesis, and all of the different nuances that occur within your bioindividual context. What I mean is if someone has dysregulated cortisol or it's just elevated, chronically elevated cortisol, that will blunt fat oxidation. And that person is going to be like, why can't I lose weight? They're going to try high fat carnivore. Maybe they put on some weight. Maybe they jump on the stick of butter a day too quickly and they gain weight from that. which is not necessary. You can do it slowly and allow your metabolism to adapt, but a lot of people do that. And then they're gonna say, all I've done is gain weight, and it takes some time to heal. So they're gonna give up and jump to whatever makes them lose weight or at least maintain their weight because they're afraid of gaining weight, which they're gonna jump to caloric restriction, whether it be just protein or some protein and carbs. That's not gonna help the cortisol issue. And so this person has not found a sustainable solution. And meanwhile, they're losing their hair, they're not sleeping. It's not gonna be a wise choice. And so what I wish for all of you watching here, if you have felt either abandoned, frustrated, confused, I think confusion is the main thing that people are feeling. You need to know that you are in a different place than this person talking about how they made changes. Maybe you can relate to some of what they're going through, but some of these people don't even understand what they are going through. And so they don't know how to describe it except that I added carbs and now I'm losing weight. And when you share that type of information from a big platform with a lot of followers, it can be very misleading for a lot of people because they don't understand, hey, this actually might not work for me because maybe my adrenals or thyroid status or metabolic flexibility is in a different place, and that's dangerous. And so it's important for you to identify the status of your adrenal and thyroid. I actually have a YouTube video on helping you to troubleshoot that because I recognize the value of seeing where we are at as an individual, establishing your baseline. What is the status of your adrenal and thyroids? We need to look at ourselves as a bioindividual human instead of jumping from one trend to the next and never finding solutions. This is why I have been a one-on-one coach since 2020, because that's what I needed and that's what people need. People are still so confused and these trends can be very dangerous. So I think that's all I want to say in this video. Again, I apologize. I feel like I look really rough. I have rashes under my nose. It is what it is. If you feel confused, I want to encourage you to remember that there is some truth to what people are saying, but it's not the total truth and it doesn't always apply to you. That's really important.